My name is Emily Kuchikalic and I'm delighted to be presenting this year at the AFA conference Inspire Masterclass on personal branding. We're going to be covering specifically the art of persuasion, and hopefully I'll give you some insight into some tools, techniques, and maybe even a couple of secrets on how to connect with people and persuade them to create and build the outcomes in your business that you seek. Nicole, I'm looking forward to working with you on the day.
Fantastic. Firstly, on behalf of Trilogy, we are super excited to be able to sponsor the AFA Inspire Masterclass this year, and I personally can't wait to hear your presentation, Emily. What I'd love personally out of this session is to get some tips on how to develop my personal presence and leverage my strengths so that I have better conversations with my clients.
That sounds like you got given the script already. Hoping to cover all of them.
A bit of research, yeah.
That's great sponsor. Yep, we'll be covering lots of those and more. And Kate, I'm sure you've got some questions for us.
I do. I am completely in love with persuasion and influencing techniques because I think they make us more efficient as advisors. The thing that I noticed though is that it's a really elegant dance. You can't push too hard, but equally we can't sort of have all the time in the world. And so somehow we've got to lead and guide our clients without necessarily giving them the answer, but help them make the right decision. And I'm just interested in how we tackle that as advisors in our practices.
That's a great question and a hard one. I think the biggest thing when we're talking about actually advising and influencing people is really understanding the way that they communicate and having some tools and techniques to effectively what we call make them in second circle. So we will talk about that in the session, about how to understand when and read the signs for when you're pushing too hard and how to back off. And I think the other thing that's really important, we talk about a lot when we're looking at brands, is to have a brand and to have a strong brand, you actually stand for something. And when you stand for something, not everybody is going to want to buy it. So also getting really comfortable with the idea that you're not going to win every client, and you don't necessarily want to, because we all go in and meet clients sometimes and we have an icky feeling at the beginning, and chances are it'll be icky at the end when you're fighting over bills. So learning how to read that is really important as well. Cara, did you have something you were hoping we were going to cover?
Yes, so I'm actually really looking forward to the session. I did the character strengths profile and I found the results quite interesting looking through the 24 strengths. I would love to find out how to best utilize my top 5 strengths with a diverse range of clients, but also looking at how I can work on my not so strong strengths to see what I can do to be able to best communicate more effectively with clients. So that's what I'm really looking forward to finding out more about.
Thanks, Cara. The thing that's really interesting with the strengths is whilst we should focus on our top 5 and leading with them, lots of us go immediately to the bottom 5 and sort of freak out and think, oh my God, I thought I was a great leader, or I thought I was, I thought I was much more spiritual than perhaps I am. And I think the thing that you really want to get good at is, rather than necessarily focusing on what you're not as strong at, seek out people that are strong in those areas to complement you. So it's we use the Strengths Finder as a great employing tool as well. So having a look at the people you have on the team and using it to then look for people that fulfill or fill areas and gaps that you may not have in your team. So we'll definitely look at those too, which will be fantastic. And Robin, did you have some questions?
I do. So I also did the character strength test, which threw up some interesting results. A lot of my strengths were quite emotional though, so I'm actually really interested to hear your persuasion techniques and how to probably use that strength to not get too emotionally involved, and maybe if some of that persuasion can carry on to home life and the children, that'd be awesome.
Actually, Robin, you just make a really good point there. And I forgot to say this at the beginning. When we work with our clients, whilst we're focused on persuasion and negotiation techniques and building a personal brand in the workplace, these are tools, skills, and techniques that work across your life. So being able to have impact and influence when you want it and where you want it, works at home, works with wayward children, works with partners, can work with, mother-in-laws. I try it quite often. So it's a really, there'll be some skills that you can use at home as well, hopefully, to negotiate better outcomes with your kids. And Erin, what were you hoping to get out of the session?
Yeah, Emily, I'm super excited as well. I think we all do so much work around our personal development, and you know, this personal brand one is often that comes up. But you know, how much focus have we, or myself personally, have I really given it? I feel like I know myself pretty well, but I'd like to get really clear on what that brand is, and be able to know who I connect with really strongly, and then say no to the rest, and be able to do that and feel good about that, because it's certainly something that for the most part I do well at, but there's always those little ones that you let creep in, and as you said before, it just never ends well. So I want to get really strong on my brand and how to say no.
Cool. So thank you everybody today. Really looking forward to working with you all, and look forward to seeing everybody at the AFA conference.